People, how's it going? This is Ben Herrera, former Marvel DC Image comic book artist, coming at you cold from Skopje, Macedonia. Um, and I want to share in this video a little bit about my upcoming awesome superhero action adventure comic book miniseries, Triple Threat. And share a little bit about the story, and also update you on all the current art and stuff that I have, and where I'm at with the script and basically the whole process. So yeah, that's what I had to cover this video. So sit back, you know, relax, and hope you enjoy it. Okay, Triple Threat has been a story of mine that I've been working on for a long time. Like, I don't know, like over 20 years. And I've had the concept, I think, right after I first became a professional comic book artist. That, along with a few other projects that I have. But this was the one that I don't know, liked most, but I just really liked it. And it was fleshed out a lot. So, yeah, so I wanted to finally produce it. So, anyways, if you like, superheroes, action, adventure, intrigue, um, what do you call it? International intrigue, international locations, and drama and heartache and all the things that I think go into a great story. Um, then I think you'll like. At least I hope you like this story, because that's what it's about. I love superheroes. This is my favorite um, genre to do. That's what I mostly draw on. But yeah, I love superheroes, so I can do this. I'm also this is a big a tip of the hat to some of my favorite types of superhero stories. For example, like I'm a huge Captain America fan. He's my favorite superhero, and I love Marvel comics also. I definitely grew up on all that stuff, and so it's got that kind of feel, maybe like with Captain America, because he was designed in a lab. The superpowers were given to him, scientifically through a lab, and kind of like a mix between Captain America or Weapon X. Of course, Wolverine was already a mutant, but anyways, that whole like genetically altering humans to give them superpowers, kind of thing. So I really love that, especially with the whole. It's all also a concept of family, and not so much your blood family, the one you didn't pick, but the kind of family that you can choose. You can pick yourself. How friends can become family, and so those are kind of like the themes in this, in heroism and like protecting yourself, protecting other people, all the great things that I think go along with superheroes. Being a hero, learning to be a hero and help other people, and a sense of belonging. So, matter of fact, one of the taglines that I wanted to use for this was, or that I want to use for this is sometimes water's thicker than blood. Um, so yeah, so so anyways, let's get into the story. The Triple Threat is basically about three super-powered teenagers um, who were like created. They were like test tube babies grown in a lab. Basically, they were the villain. His name is Kaiser Rex. Came up with to create life. As he likes to brag, at least likes to talk about. He created life and created these superpowered operatives that he wants to use and just to conquer. I mean, it's a basic good versus evil thing in this story. I love that kind of trope subject matter where there's the good guys and the bad guys, and the good guys just want to do good and help people, and the bad guys are just bad. And of course, he has his motivations too. Basically, Kaiser Rex, as you could probably tell because of his name, he fancies himself a ruler, an emperor, a king, and so that's what he wants to do. He wants to rule everything. He's number one. It's his way or the highway, and people need to worship. They need to bow down to him. They need to treat him as a ruler, and that's one of the he's also a multi-billionaire, and he used his attitude and his heart. He's also very smart. He's very smart, um, stylish. That's one of the big things about him. But very cunning, and will do anything he can to get what he wants. And but, what he wants is he wants to rule. He wants to be king. He wants to basically just take over the world, take over everything. First in his on his list is a secret organization that he belongs to. I don't have a name for it yet. Right now I'm just calling it the Cabal. It's kind of on the nose, but it gives you a sense of what the organization is. Secret criminal organization that he's a part of, that he doesn't lead, but he wants to. He wants to be at the head of the table there, ruling this. So kind of angers him, this motivation that he has to get that position of power. But on the way there, he also wants to create these superpowered operatives that he can control, to battle the current superhero threat. What he deems as a threat, superheroes. This is all part of the bigger universe that I've created. So Triple Threat is the first introduction to that universe. So yeah, he wants to create these superpowered operatives, so we can have weapons to control against that threat, because they're infringing and disrupting his criminal organization. He's a secret criminal, of course, to the world. He's this very charismatic, multi-billionaire, playboy, that totally into himself, dresses really nice, but he's got it all together. So that's his public persona. But yeah, so in secret, he just wants to take over the world. And so this is the way he comes up when he wants to do it. And what he does is he enlists. Obviously he's not a scientist, but he can afford one. So he enlists the aid of this very well-known scientist named Jonathan Yoshida, Dr. Jonathan Yoshida, who's a specialist in bioengineering and stuff. Him and this other girl, her name's Diana Prentice, and that might sound a little bit familiar to the people that grew up in the 70s. So he hired them to head up his whole R&D section to create these superpowered operatives, and he does. Of course, the first batch is goes wrong. It's you make a mistake, and this Triple Threat is version 2.0, which is a better success. But anyways, he's all happy that he created these things, because he wants to use them again to world domination, of course, but first taking control of his organization, and also be the best, because there are different people in the organization that are vying for the leadership position, and this is his way to gain it. And he's accompanied with he has a right hand woman. Her name's Violette. She's French, and she she's helping him, and also help him to do this. She's awesome. She's like Black Widow on steroids. But and this whole world is set in Europe. I'm a huge fan of not only of Captain America and Marvel Comics and all that stuff, but I'm a huge fan of Europe and history and culture, fashion and stuff, and all that has it had all that in this book. And I'm also a big fan of the Bourne movies. It's a secret agent outlet, action, intrigue. He's almost kind of like a super agent, but it's also very international. So it's spread all over Europe and just all over the world. And so that's kind of how I got inspiration for this story. Actually, the villains, I got inspiration from Transporter 3. I love that movie. I love the bad guys in that movie. So that's kind of where I get the villains and Kaiser Rex and Violette from. So anyways, the Kaiser Rex is doing all these things. He's a pretty bad dude. He just wants to use and abuse his test subjects, his new operatives, superhuman operatives, to for his own evil ends. But the operatives, they're starting to as they're getting older and learning new things and you know, because they're also very intelligent. That's part of the process. I mean, very intelligent. You know, like I said, the process of having with Captain America. But anyways, they're made better and stronger and all these things. And they realize, you know, the more and more that they're around Kaiser and stuff, that they don't like who this dude is and what he's doing. And they want to get away. You know, they don't want to be that kind of, used that way. They don't want to be used in that way to you know, take over things, to hurt people, to just basically be just these mindless slaves to this really bad dude, Kaiser Rex. So you know, they start wanting to get away, and also Jonathan Yoshida, the scientist, he becomes like a kind of like a father figure, because they're really his children. He kind of views them as that too. I mean, Kaiser does too, but in the wrong way. But you know, Jonathan, he starts noticing that they don't want to be there, and he starts feeling really bad, and you know, about putting them, that he put them in that position. You know, they're now in a position where they're basically slaves, mindless slaves, to do the bidding of their evil, you know, the evil overlord. And so it really gets to him. And so anyways, because he actually is coming to love them, and so he, you know, develops a way for them to, so that they get out of there. And now the whole story is about, you know, of course, it, you know, pisses Kaiser off, and he got to have his product back, his creation back. You know, how dare they do this to him and leave him, and you know, mess up all of his plans, you know, his world domination plans, and also his plans to show off, you know, because he's all about ego, or part of it about ego, and this is not gonna do. So the whole story is just them about, you know, these superpowered teenagers that escape and now must learn to survive, because Kaiser's not gonna you know, sit down and let this happen. He's gonna go after them, and so now they got these three heroes who they didn't have a family before, and now they want to learn to become one. While they're wanting to learn about living their own lives, they're having to also figure out how they're going to survive and fight. Yeah, they got these superpowers and stuff, but you know, Kaiser has the resources of a multi-billionaire with international connections, and so the, you know, Darshita and the kids have to survive, and sort out that survival is not going to probably cut it. So you got to do something to remedy the situation so they could live and stop this dangerous guy from, you know, taking over. So that's, anyways, I'll stop right there. I don't want to give away too much, but that's kind of the basic premise of the whole story. Just these kids that are there, that are basically weapons, that he wants to use as weapons, who break away, and because they don't like this guy, and they turn, you know, from start out from his creations to his enemy, and you know, how are they going to survive? How are they going to do it and be intact and be able to live their lives and stop this evil madman? And I know I said evil madman, but again, I love you know, the good. There's a good guy and there's a bad guy, and he wants to do bad things, and the good guy's got to stop him, as well as do their best to live. So anyways, that's kind of the story. And let's get into the artwork to let you know what happened. This is the first concept design, which pretty much stick. I went through a few iterations. This was the first complete concept design of Atlas. That's the leader of the group. So he's like the big strong man of the group. He's kind of like if Wonder Man or Hercules was mixed with like Giant Man. What inspired him was, I was a big fan of this character, cartoon character when I was a kid, named Super Samurai. And yeah, he does Samurai, the one I like. He's dressed like a samurai, but it's about this kid Yoshi who could transform into this like bigger superhero that looked like a samurai. He wasn't like super. He couldn't grow like 60 feet, but he could grow like, he was like a 15-foot guy. And when he got bigger, he got strong. He was strong and could run fast, and you know, it was like invulnerable and all that kind of stuff. So that's basically the powers, Atlas's powers. And so, but he was developed, and he's also the reluctant leader of the group. He's even though he's created to be this warrior, he's also still very self-conscious and insecure. But he still is the only one that the other two are trusting to lead because they're not really in a position to do that. He was also kind of created for that too. So here's his initial first design, and also their costumes. They're not really. They were designed to be kind of almost generic, almost just like uniforms, copy and paste, because that's kind of what the ideas were given to him by Kaiser's whole plan and stuff. So it's not their uniform, but this is how they first appear in the story. So, anyways, that's why because I want them to more come off kind of like they're cogs in a machine, deadly cogs in a machine, and so that their uniform, at least in the beginning to start things out. And here's I created a proper concept design of Atlas with a turnaround, 3/4 front and back, and some close-up headshots. Gabriel Ramirez, aka Atlas, and of course his secret agent name. And I want to do a proper, concept design character sheet of each of the characters in the main characters in the whole story. One reason is it's really helpful for me as I'm working on the book to have that. Plus, I hope you guys like it. And also, I'm a huge fan of this kind of stuff, of concept designs. It helps me design and produce a book. This kind of project is a lot easier. And I'd love to, as one of the reward tiers, do a art of book or a concept design book. I love when those things come out like from movies and stuff. They have the art of whatever, the art of this movie or that movie, because it's really great to check out all the different designs, concepts, and stuff they produce for the movie, all the pre-production stuff. So that's what I would love to do as one of the tiers. Do a pre-production and a concept art book for this that would go along with in one of the tiers of the story. I don't know. It might even be in the back of the issue, extra pages or something. I don't know. But anyways, that's what I like to do. So that's why I created this. So here's Gabriel. Here is his secret identity. What he looks like when he doesn't have his uniform on. Pretty big, pretty muscular, because he's the strong man of the group. Got to be a strong man. I love those kind of characters. Like in this story, there's not going to be a lot of like super like original or strange powers, because I'm just a huge fan of your basic superheroes. Like Wonder Man, Captain America, and that kind of stuff. When they're just they have strong or super fast, quick fighter. Super martial art fighters, or can run fast, or energy bolts, that kind of stuff. So plus I have that, but I really want to focus on the whole relationship dynamic also in this story. Here's a promo piece I did of him. Here's another promo piece. I'm going to do more. I'm posting up online. And yeah, I really like this one because it was really fun to draw the way he's standing. So heroic. But anyways, another promo piece for Atlas. And this is the next main character, main superhero of the group. Her name is Fury. It took me a while to come up with the name that I liked for her, because I wanted it to fit her personality, and also her powers would fit her personality, or her attitude right now. And that's one of like rage, and she's really just pissed off all the time. She's a good guy. She's very loyal and will protect the people that she loves, but she just has a lot of rage, and it has to do with a lot of elements from the story that you'll find out if you pick it up. And so she has, I think the name fit. I just came up with this name. I think she's been through like 3 or 4 or 5 different other names, but this one I like, Fury. And again, the generic costume that resembles. They all resemble. They're all the same, pretty much the same costume, just with different colors to differentiate the character and the power. So yeah, her name's Fury. This was like the first design, the first design sketch that I created for her. And here's the full, character concept design sheet. Her name's Mina Ivanova. So they created her to be like a Russian descent, aka Fury. And again, I'd like to put this in a concept art book. And here is her secret identity, Mina Ivanova, aka Fury. She, of course, wanted her design to match her attitude. Just very angry and pissed off, punk girl. And this is I want to create more, but this is the only promo piece I have of her. kind of demonstrate. Although I don't think I'm gonna have her power be like that. She has kind of like her powers are like in the match her personality, like very hot and powerful. Like it might be like an atomic flame kind of power. That she can obviously fly with these powers that gives her flight, and she shoots them as energy blasts, and she also can use it and manipulate it and use it as a force field, protective shield. And she's kind of like Cannonball from the X-Men. She can fly when she's in this mode. She's extra in this mode. She's extra invulnerable, extra durable, and she can also use this not only to fly fast but run fast. So she has both of those things. She uses propulsion. But yeah, it's just I wanted something that would fit her personality. She's just very angry, very filled with rage, and that's the kind of powers that she has that fit. And this is Shrike. I don't know if any of you guys ever seen the Battle of the Planets when you were a kid, but that used to be one of my favorite cartoons, and I used to love their designs. And so I wanted to always create characters that are like that. So and this character's has similar powers as them. He's like got heightened reflexes and speed and heightened strength and durability, and he's just an excellent hand-to-hand combat person, martial arts and acrobatic, just like the Gatchaman characters, and has the wings, kind of like you could use to glide. So this battle uniform, and so he's able to use it to be extra protective of him, and he could glide with this and get him great distances, which is helpful in a fight, or if he gets pushed off a building, one of the two. He also has claws, 2 claws in each hand that are like talons, and I just wanted a name that would fit him too. Shrike. They're little birds that are predators. That when they go after other birds, they impale them on like sticks and twigs and stuff like that. So that's where his name comes from. His costumes, even though I actually like Gatchaman, it actually was inspired by these bad guys in the '90s version of Gatchaman when that cartoon animation came out. That's and here's his proper character design sheet, with his turnaround again, which helps me a lot, and I want to put it into the concept art book. And here is of course Secret Identity. Antoine Corbin is French, as you can tell from this, aka Shrike. And so it was also really important for me to design these characters, and also the way I drew them, the way their personalities are. His personality is more kind and gentle and loyal, even though he kicks butt. But yeah, he's more also very shy, and he doesn't talk a lot. But he's also, again, very protective and loyal, and kicks butt when he needs to. So that's Antoine Corbin. And here's the only concept. Now the rest of them, I don't have much concept designs beyond. I only have the initial sketch, concept design sketch. So there's a few more designs I need to do. But anyway, this is Jonathan Yoshida. He is the lead scientist that created the whole process to create Triple Threat, and who also ends up becoming like a father figure to them. So that's Jonathan Yoshida. And there's actually another one, Diana Prentice, that I mentioned before, the creator. She's his assistant, and so they kind of help. And she also comes to care about the kids, also wants to protect them as well. And of course, Kaiser does not like this. There's actually another character in your design, I think, Emil Smythe. Yeah, you can tell by his name, he's also a bad guy, but he's wants this guy's job, and so he's becomes a traitor, and you'll read about him if you pick up the story. But there's a whole backstory to that I needed to say. But yeah, he's gonna have a little science. What do you call it? Villain, scientist villain. And this is Kaiser Rex. Of course, as you can tell, he's very stylish and also fancies himself. He's wants to be of that old school thing, because he wants to be like a Napoleon or an old French king, like the start of the Franks, Clovis or whatever, or Charlemagne, um, you know, Caesar, Kaiser, the correct way to pronounce it actually. Yeah, I'm gonna be stickler about that. Like they didn't actually have the it was a C, and the C didn't have a S sound because they already had an S, so it was spelled with a K, Kaiser sound. That's where they get Kaiser Wilhelm, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm sorry. I love language studies, etymology, and history, and all that kind of stuff. European history. So, anyways, Kaiser Rex, Kaiser for Caesar, and Rex is king, means king. So he doubles down on that thing, and he really wants to be a king. So, anyways, this is Kaiser Rex. And he's going to be a little bit different, though. I decided to adjust the concept design, so when I do the final one, he'll be a little bit different, but the same idea, very stylish, and fancies himself a king, a ruler, as an old, as a ruler of old, but in the present time. He's going to correct all the mistakes all the rulers made before, because he's Kaiser Rex. So, of course, he's got the knowledge and the know-how, or know-how is knowledge, the gumption or whatever to get it done. And this is Violette. I don't have a last name for it yet, but she loves Violet. So there was a name that fit. Plus, it sounded really cool to me, and kind of close to violent, because she's very violent. But anyway, she is the bodyguard and the second in command after Kaiser. Also, they're kind of boyfriend and girlfriend too. So there's that. But yeah, she is just a badass. She's just a master hand-to-hand combat fighter, master weapons specialist. She don't care what it is, but she loves guns, knives, swords, as you can tell from the concept sketch. But I cannot wait to. I really like her. I just love how she came out, and I can't wait to do her character sheet and illustrate her in the story also, because she's awesome. She's also gonna, I can't wait for you to read the story. She's amazing in it. So this is Kaiser's right-hand woman. And again, Kaiser and Violette were inspired by, again, the Transporter 3 movie. Hey, man, we create these things. We got a lot of inspiration, and I definitely did with this. And also, Transporter 3, I forgot, it's also it's filmed in Europe, so it's a very international thing. And again, this whole issue is international, mostly in Europe. Spans from Western Europe to Eastern Europe, and all the history in between. Matter of fact, Kaiser's headquarters is a castle, because he wants to be king. So he's got his public residence there, and underneath is of course his secret headquarters. But yeah, Kaiser's got to have a castle. And anyways, this is Emiliano Cortez, and I haven't said where he's from yet. He could be from Spain, or he could be from somewhere in South America. But he's another very wealthy multi-billionaire that is Kaiser's rival, and he, is also vying for the leadership of the secret organization, the Cabal, and Kaiser, they do not like each other, and they want each other dead, and this is the only other guy in the position that can stop kind of Kaiser. That's the way, because they're like the highest in the organization, above all the other candidates for control, and they know that, so they really just want to destroy each other. And they both were tasked to come up with some way to handle the superhero threat, and also again that they can use their whatever assets, whatever weapons they come up with for their own plans. So this is Emiliano Cortez, who's Kaiser's rival. I'm doing a regular concept design character sheet for him, and Kaiser went biological weapons, and Emiliano went battle armor, and so that's what his big idea was, to come up with this like awesome battle armor to combat and battle the superhumans, and to help ensure his place at the leadership of the secret criminal organization. And he thought he beat Kaiser. That Emiliano, or did I say Kaiser did this? Anyways, Emiliano went this route. To instead of biological, he went technological with the armor and stuff, and he's anxious to show his success of what he come up with, and Kaiser is also anxious to show his. So in the beginning of I'll tell you a little bit about the story. In the first sequence, the first scene of the story, Kaiser is unveiling his new biological weapons to the highest bidder. People, of course, he wants to sell this to, and he to show it off to the secret organization, the Cabal, to show he's the top dog, and what an amazing weapon he did. And Emiliano wants to do the same thing with his weapons, technological weapons. And so there's this big demonstration in the beginning of the first issue of them fighting each other and showing off what the kind of weapons that they have. So that's this. Plus, I was anxious to do this because I really like Iron Man a lot. That's a lot to draw armor, but it's fun, and that's another reason why I wanted to create this type of character. And now I'm going to show you a set of more villain designs that I don't want to get too much into. So if you want to know more about them, you got to pick up the book. So these are superpowered villains in the story. So they're not just battling, Kaiser. This is part of Kaiser's. This is another bad guy element of the story. But I'm going to redesign these because I kind of designed them really fast, and I realized I wanted to make them just look a lot cooler. But they're going to keep the same names, although in the story. This is Laser Focus, and again, you could probably tell what his powers are because of his name. Although I might change his powers. Anyways, he's kind of like a Cyclops, except a bad guy, and his eye beams don't just like punch like Cyclops do, but they have heat, and so so they're just really hot and really powerful. So that's what this guy's powers is, Laser Focus. And this is Lynx. I think I'm going to get rid of him because I kind of have as you'll can tell when I show you the rest of these, I have a lot of like bladed superheroes with like blades or claws or something like that. So I don't think I want to use this one. Plus, he's kind of reminiscent a little bit of Wolverine, and I don't want that. I realized I didn't want that. So with Lynx, I'm probably going to ditch him. But there's this one, and this is Quick Blade again, more blades. But he's a speedster, but with blades. So that's his thing. So definitely pretty deadly. And this is Rumble, and you probably could tell he's the big, strong, bad dude of the super powered super villain group here. And this is Screaming Mimi, and from the name you can probably get her powers. She has sonic powers when she screams, and all that destructiveness. That's her power. And this is Slice and Dice. Although I might change her name. There's another one that's coming up that I won't tell now in case I change it. But yeah, as you can tell, she got claws, and she's definitely really deadly. So, anyways, I think there's 6 of them now, but I'm gonna get rid of one. Have 5. It's a nice solid number of sewer villains that Triple Threat will have to handle at some point during the story. Again, please, read the story. And here is the original cover, which I think I'm going to change. I love it, but some of the designs of the characters I think have changed. So I would like to do a new one to reflect that. But I don't know, I might still keep this because I really liked it, how it came out. And maybe I'll use it as the concept art book cover or a pin-up or something like that. Maybe I'll use it as a variant cover. I know I'd like to have like a few variants for the project. But anyways, here's the original cover for the book. Get a little bit more of a sense of their powers. Well, at least Fury's powers, and the rest of the main characters on the cover. And then this, I'll share this too. I'll share more later, especially when I post the crowdfunding page. And I think I'm going to go through Indiegogo. Yeah, and when I set up that page, I'll post all the artwork that I have for the project. And here's page 1. And it starts out, of course, with all the Emiliano's armored, team, doing something in a war-torn street, searching for something. And we got a sort of established shot. Got a more close-up, a medium shot of the character. You see better of the armor. Check out the armor better. And yeah, the close-up of the armor. I'm actually probably should design her. She's going to be a major character in the book, I decided. So she's right now she's just strike team leader, and yeah, and then at the end of the page they get blasted. They're searching for something, and like I said, something found them. So that is page 1 of the story. And to give you more of an update, this is all the stuff I have right now for production. But I also have the whole script of the first issue. Is the first draft is done, so I'm in the process of going over it and doing the second draft. Hopefully that'll be it, and I'll be able to start the interior pages. So I have all this artwork. I have, of course, a story concept and the idea, the issue 1 script almost done. And once that's done, I can start the interior pages. And I think it's going to be a 32-page issue. I'm still playing around with a number, but I think that'll fit, because what I'd like to do is it's going to be issue 1 of 6, so it's going to be a 6-issue miniseries, each with 32 pages. Although the last one might be longer, to tie the whole series up and also introduce you to the world that I've created, the universe that I've created in this. And so that's my idea for the project. And what else do I have for it? So I have the first 5 pages done already, so that's done. So I can showcase when I'm ready to on the Indiegogo, project page. That and I'll probably list, put on some of the concept designs on there and list the tiers. And one of the other tiers, I would love to have is I'm a big manga fan, especially when I was years ago. But I would love to have a manga version of the comic book. And it'll be, of course, a small one, so it will be a legit manga version. Of course, it's going to be in English, but very thin. But and have it. It's not just going to be desaturated colored pages of the book. It's going to be like half-toned, the same way as a manga book is. Black and white, but they use a lot of white space of the page and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd like to have and have a separate cover for that too. I would like. And offer that as so the manga version is one of the tiers, as well as a concept art book. Maybe have a poster and a trading card. I love posters and trading cards, so I might have create a set of trading cards and give away that. I also I'd like to draw this book on paper and not digitally. The colors are digital, but have papers and pages drawn. So maybe use those as a tier. Also, you can get a page of the book. Is one of some of the reward tiers, or maybe even like a headshot, and to include a higher reward tier of your favorite character from the series, or maybe just your favorite character, because the series is not going to come out yet, so you wouldn't know who your favorite character is. I don't know. No, maybe. Anyways, that's another idea that I have. So I'm still mulling over what kind of reward tiers. Oh, a digital copy. That'd be cool. I'd like to have digital copies. So there's some of the ideas that I have of the reward tiers. And what I'd like to do for this, what I really want to do is finish as much of the book as I can, as I have time for before it launches. That's what my goal, so I could fulfill quickly. But if that doesn't work out, I could do it after the fulfillment, but I'll always keep you guys up to date on that. But my preference would be to finish most of the book, the whole book, or most of it, or some of it, before launch. So then I could, go right to printing and fulfillment, and the other reward tiers also. But if not, it will work. Again, this is my first time doing this, so all this stuff is new to me. So there's obviously going to be some hiccups here and there on the way to, on the road to Triple Threat. but that's my desire anyway. And then what I would like to do after that is, since it's a 6-issue miniseries, is do a new campaign every 3 months. So launch, then print, fulfill, and then 3 months later produce the next one. So maybe 3 to 4 issues a year. So that'd be, because I'd love to do, that 4 issues a year every quarter, because it's a miniseries, and I'd like to complete the miniseries within a reasonable amount of time. Not only because it's fun to do, I can't wait till you guys check it out and hear what you guys think about it. But I love the book and I want to produce it. Plus, I have other projects I want to jump on after this. Other projects that are within this universe, and I have a couple, 2 or 3 that are outside the universe that I'd love to produce. So, I mean, if this is a success, I'd love to be producing like 2 or 3 separate different projects a year. But anyways, this is all, just stuff that I want to share, just stuff that I would like to do. But first, my goal is going to be to produce this first issue 1 of this, and learn as much as learn all that I can from this, and do better the 2nd issue, do better the 3rd issue, and so on. And I love superhero comic books, so I just want to create superhero comic books, and I love comic books in general, because a lot of my comic books are not superhero, but they're action adventure. And I think they're pretty cool. But and I hope you guys too. Hope you guys, if you're fans of superheroes or action adventure and intrigue, drama, all this kind of stuff, that you will enjoy this, because I really would love to make a great something great for you guys, for the fans, because I know we all love it when an awesome comic book comes out from a creator we love, or maybe we get introduced to something new. It's just awesome and very inspiring and encouraging. And so that's what I hope I get out of this, and what I hope I can give you guys out of this. But I think, let me see. Another thing too is I'm also in the process of working on a website and a newsletter. So I'm hoping to launch that, I don't know, in the next month, maybe, hopefully before then. So please, when that comes out, I'll share it, and please sign up for the newsletter. And cause I give you updates that way too. You can also catch me on X, which most of you probably already follow me on there, but I can put that link in this YouTube video description as well. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram, but I'll have those links also. But anyways, those are the things. That's pretty much everything I have. That's the story and the breakdown of the story. Everything I have as far as art and production at the moment. And as soon as I finish the 2nd draft of the script, I can jump on the interior pages. And right now, I'm probably, unless something changes, going to produce all of it, write it, pencil it, ink it, color it, letter it. I wanted to do that also for like a long time, but also out of necessity, I need to do that. No. So it's both out of necessity and out of desire. I really would love to do all of the whole project. I was a big fan of, the more artists did. Like, there was one point where John Byrne was doing all that writing, penciling, inking. I don't think he colored, but writing, penciling, inking, and lettering the book. But also later on, I love working with a team. This actually page was colored by my friend and also amazing colorist that I've been working with over the past few years, Emmanuel Ordaz Torres. He's awesome, and I actually might have him do the book. I still have to talk to him about that. I would love for him to, because I love his stuff, and we've been working together for a long time. So anyways, there's a little bit of things I got to work out, but that's pretty much it of all the things that I have. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this whole video about, talking about the story, the Triple Threat story, and checking out all the different assets I have up to this point. And what I love to do is just continue to do this, what I call it the road to Triple Threat, or the journey to Triple Threat, and keep you up to date on the progress of the book. It's helpful for me to do that and promote the book, and also let you guys know what's going on, so you guys have a very good sense of what's the book is about and what's getting done. Because I really would love it for you guys to have the confidence that when I launch this thing, that this thing is gonna get done, gonna get shipped, and hopefully along the way and help determine if you guys even want to, back it. And again, I hope you do. Hope you like it. I love the story. It's been one, obviously, as I mentioned before, one I wanted to tell for many years. So I'm very thankful for the crowdfunding stuff and the position, now to be able to work on my own stuff, and that's what hopefully I can continue to do. And hopefully, if you like this one, you'll continue to like them. So yeah, that's the stuff. That's Triple Threat.
Enjoyed that brief run through of Triple Threat and all the stuff I have, all the production stuff I have up till now, and I'd like to bring updates along the way so you can know that things are getting done on my project. So anyway, stay tuned and have a great day. I hope to catch you in the next video. Ciao.